Hello, my name is Richard In. I'm the Executive Director for Korean American Civic Empowerment. I'm here with KCMBTV over at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Tonight we are celebrating AAPI heritage at the Met. There's going to be live music, exhibits for us to enjoy, as well as community members from all around the city to enjoy our heritage together. So let's take a look inside.
Welcome everybody to the Met Museum. It's really a pleasure to be able to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month with all of you. My name is Bindi Patel and I serve as the Senior Manager for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Accessibility here at the museum. And on behalf of our team and our colleagues in Government Affairs, we really are so pleased to be able to have this celebration tonight. Many of you have shared that at this moment, at this time, it feels particularly significant. This month reminds us that representation matters, not just in our communities, but in the narratives we share, the histories we preserve, and the art that we showcase. At the Met, we remain deeply committed to presenting the works of art across time and cultures, fostering connections, and ensuring that every story finds its place, whether in our galleries or through the programs that we offer. But beyond the art on our walls, tonight is also about something equally powerful, the strength of gathering as a community. In coming together, we honor our shared experiences and remind us that history is not just something to be observed, it is something we actively shape through conversations, connections, and collective celebration. So tonight we hope that you will experience all of that. Today, you also will have an opportunity to explore our Asian art galleries. And later this month, we will be reopening the Michael C. Rockefeller Wing, which houses 3 distinct new galleries for arts of Africa, Ancient American art, and oceanic art. So encompassing the arts and cultures of the Pacific Islands, the Oceanic Collection comprises close to 3,000 works of art that tell a wealth of stories relating to origins and ancestral power, performance, and initiation. We hope that you will join us as we reopen the wing on May 31st. We also have a very special exhibition open right now, Monstrous Beauty, a feminist revision of chinoiserie. While the exhibition is not open this evening, we have the curator of that show, Iris Moon, here to share a bit about the exhibition. At the conclusion of tonight's reception, we will be sharing museum passes to make your next visit a little bit easier. And as you know, for our New York communities, the museum is always pay as you wish. We hope that you'll use those passes to come back and see Monstrous Beauty. After Iris's remarks, the Asian art galleries will be opened, and as you make your way through the gallery, you'll end up in Astor Court, where there is a secondary bar and food station there. And in addition to that, we also have tonight's soundtrack provided by Rochelle Kwan, DJyiuyiu. So thank you.
Thank you so much for coming this evening. As Bindi mentioned, my name is Iris Moon. I'm an associate curator here in the European Sculpture and Decorative Arts Department and the curator responsible for Monstrous Beauty, a feminist revision of chinoiserie. And what that show is essentially looking at is how the history of porcelain and its arrival in Europe in the early modern period was accompanied by certain fantasies, projections, and images that have great significance for us even today. Chinoiserie is a historical style that refers to the luxury objects that first came from Asia into Europe. So lacquer, porcelain, silks, and you have a certain image of your mind of what that might look like: colorful, ornate, ornamental. And it's essentially a show looking at how those objects and the fantasies that they harbored were mapped onto people, particularly onto Asian American women. I'm not actually a part of the Asian department, and the exhibitions here, I just want to give a shout out to as well. The Chinese Bronzes show is incredible. The Lineages exhibition that my colleague Eleanor Hyun has done. And I just wanted to say a little bit about what's interesting about not being in the Asian department and yet working with many of those colleagues in the sense that when I first proposed this show, people were kind of confused. First of all, they're like, what is a Korean American woman doing in the European Sculpture and Decorative Arts Department? And why are you doing a show about Asian porcelain, right? And how does that relate to Europe? So there were a lot of things to sort of explain. But rather than explain, what I wanted to do was to retell the story and to create a new narrative that is looking at the past, but it's also looking at how we are affected by the past and how that past is shaped by our own viewpoints and the way we see the world today.
Hi, I'm Lillian G. of OCA New York, and AAPI Heritage Month is very special. I remember 50 years ago when it was just starting out and it was a smaller celebration, but now it's very big and it includes all different types of Asians.
Hi, good evening. June G with OCA New York. I am a proud Asian American, and as we know, May is Asian Heritage Month, or rather, I'm going to say Asian American Native Pacific Islander Month. We're all about being inclusive, and we're all here to celebrate our diversity and our cultures, and hoping that we can all learn from each other so that we can live in a world where we can live together and thrive.
All right, guys, so we're now at the end of tonight's event. Thank you, everyone that came for this year's celebration of AAPI Heritage Month at the Met Museum. You know, the thing I love about this event in particular, it's not just about the exhibits, it's not just about the all the art that's in there, but also it's really about the people. I got to meet with and talk with so many different types of people. I met artists, I met fashion designers, I met so many people from the community that came out. And, you know, I also even got to meet some of the people that curate the art pieces in the building. It was so cool. It was a very fun experience. I got to ask them all my nerdy questions about art. You know, definitely, please, 100% support the arts. Museums like these are great institutions for helping us understand our culture and sharing that with other people. So please, when you get a chance, come in, check it out, share it with your friends. But also, you know, happy ANHPI Heritage Month. Thank you all, and I'll see you again next year. All right, take care.